What's up, guys? It's social entrepreneur and Texan expat Eric Melcher, where you are listening to my podcast, Innovators Can Laugh, where I dive into the interesting and fascinating stories of innovators from all over the world. Before I forget, if you enjoy the show, please give us a review and join our newsletter at innovatorscanlaugh.substack.com, where you can get a preview and show notes of every guest we have on the show.
We all know how easy it is to use an app for hotel reservations, food delivery, or even getting a car to pick you up. But did you know that there is now a platform that allows you to recycle in real time? That's right. There is an innovative startup here in Romania that is making it possible for companies to easily streamline their waste and recycling operations. I sat down with co-founder of EcoTree, Bogdan Andronache, as we discussed his background, why he created EcoTree, and more. Without further ado, let's jump into the conversation where Bogdan and I are discussing where he's from.
And for those who don't know, you were born in Moldova. What was your upbringing like there?
My childhood?
Yes.
I had the best childhood because I was far from a lot of things that really happened not so good here in Romania. And my county, my home county, is somewhere far in the north, near the border. All the news, all the things were just so far away. Bucharest was just so far away. And we were there, a very lovely and happy community. We all knew each other and happy.
It sounds like one of those places where all the neighbors knew each other.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah, the entire city was like that. So it was a very nice childhood. And neither the news, the problems, the global, they didn't exist for us. We were in another world.
Did you ever get into any mischief or any kind of trouble as a kid?
A lot of them. Once I came to Bucharest. The first time when I came to Bucharest, I ran away from home.
How old were you? What age were you?
14, I think. 14. Yeah,
Why?
13. Yeah, because I wanted to come here to a Counter-Strike contest.
So did you tell your parents? Obviously you didn't if you ran away from home.
It's just a saying. Yeah, I was calling them when I went into the bus and I was telling them.
What did they say? What did your dad say?
Nothing good, but until I came back, they chilled.
How was the contest?
No, we didn't go further, but was the biggest contest in Romania. Actually in Europe, I think, and I don't remember quite well, but I saw all the great teams that we admired there.
Yeah,
so it was great.
So
and Bucharest.
Yeah. So what other games did you grow up playing that were some of your favorites?
Counter-Strike was most of the time.
Okay. In 2006, you attended the Faculty of Mathematics and Computer Science at the University of Spiru Haret. Yeah, in Bucharest. How did you decide you wanted to pursue a degree in this field?
It was natural. I told you I was near computers my whole life. I was hunting the jobs to technological companies. All my life was around technology since my childhood until now. I can't imagine the life without technology. So it is natural. But I also like the human interaction. So I chose a business development, sales kind of career path, let's say.
Okay, so computer science came very easy to you.
Yeah, it was natural. Yeah.
Okay, let's hop to the company ETA2U.
Yeah.
Which is an information and communications technology solutions company, where you're working as a business development manager.
I worked with the biggest brands like Dell, Oracle, Microsoft, all the big names in the technology industry out there. And now the IT infrastructure part that 10 years or 20 years ago was, wow, not many people knew about a server or things that were a firewall, a router, things like this.
Yeah.
But now they are common. So I wanted to do something with the next level impact. So I wanted software. I wanted to be in a certain niche and delivering more impact. So that's how I shifted.
Was it like one night you were just out on a walk and it just hit you? Okay, let me think about recycling and what I can do there. Or did you talk with some friends about it? How did the idea come about?
Yeah, you wanted to get there. Yeah, it was on a talk like this, but on at a beer, outside at a beer. We were talking on doing something on midterm and start a project on our free time in recycling.
Okay.
A friend of ours told us about what is the worldwide status of waste and how unpredictable it is, and how the waste is going to different countries and get burned and get thrown away without any responsibility. And we asked ourselves if we can do something about it. And challenge accepted.
So speaking of the different countries, I know that Germany and Austria are some of the biggest recycling countries in the world, where I think 55% of produce is being recycled. Romania, unfortunately, is not at that level. From your point of view, what do you think is wrong with the current national waste management system here in Romania?
Yes, so we need to go a step in the back and ask ourselves why those countries have a higher recycling rate and others don't. And there are two reasons why people in general, yourself and any from our audience, would take into consideration to recycle. One is to be motivated to recycle, or be forced and be feared. Those countries apply, and in a lot of countries, there were big fees and big responsibility for recycling. And this helped in a way in order to educate the market, you know?
Yeah, so they were forced, essentially they were forced to recycle. Otherwise, they would pay penalties and fines.
Exactly. This happens in all the countries, most of the countries. There aren't countries that action in a transparent or in a proactive way. Okay. They come with the reactive actions in order to imply the recycling. And this is a way to educate the market. It's a way, can work or not. But now, in order to grow more, you need to enforce it with motivation. Right. In order for every individual, every company, in a way, to know what to do and why it is good to recycle for yourself. You do something in your life, if you want and understand why it is good to do it. That's right.
Absolutely. And even my son, who's 4, they're educating him at his daycare what are the benefits and why it's good to recycle. Yeah. And he's learning about it and talking about it in daycare. So that educational aspect is occurring definitely at a much younger generation than what you and we probably never heard about recycling when we were going in school. So what I think you're saying is those countries that have a very high percentage recycling their waste, they had an incentive, right? The incentive was, I'm not going to get fined. I don't want to be fined. So let me start recycling.
That's the way that the system started, right. But then was perfected and people got to understand. But the core where they started was like this.
Can you describe what the platform does? What services that you're providing?
Yeah, so our vision is to mainstream recycling, basically to get easy to access recycling services and to know what to do, depending where you are and what kind of materials, what quantities, and any variables. That's the vision. And now we are focusing in a lot of automation and building the platform to be meaningful. We are just gathering a lot of resources and information in order to build this great ecosystem. Okay. And step by step to spread it around in the market.
Okay, so it's a platform that allows users to streamline their operations when it comes to recycling. What are some of the strongest strengths of the platform, the top 1 or 2 things that a user can discover when using your platform?
So right now, the core functionalities that, or our selling points are that they can dispatch a lot of the orders
Okay.
easily, not by phone emails and information to be lost and so hard to get an answer and so on with your waste supplier services. And the second of all is that you get all the documents generated. You don't need to find what kind of documents. There are a lot of documents to be handwritten, and that's more heavier than you think.
No, I know. Here I'm just trying to get my driver's license, and it's been an adventure, to put it nicely, with all the paperwork I've had to provide and all the bureaucracy and the approvals that I've had to get. So I definitely understand when it comes to making companies more efficient, so they don't have to do all that paperwork.
Exactly.
Okay.
So imagine for you getting your driver license, how easier it would be if you enter EcoTree and 2 clicks away, all your files were submitted.
Yeah, that would be very easy here. Yeah. Okay. So what are some incentives for companies to recycle? Obviously, you touched upon there could be some fines if they don't, but what are some other incentives for companies to recycle their waste?
Actually, there is an economical advantage in this.
How so?
It's more expensive to throw the waste at the landfill. Way more expensive.
So we're looking at the cost per ton of waste for a ton of waste to go into the landfill. And I don't know the economics here, but how much to visit versus recycling?
It's different depending on the quantities and the material variables, because one material with another don't have the same cost and nothing is near.
Like
but
paper
there is
versus
difference. Yes, glass versus iron, and iron versus copper, and copper versus some kind of plastic and ABS, and there are hundreds of materials that can be generated, and the difference of costs are very, very high.
What are some of the most profitable recycling companies? Like what material are those companies involved in?
Starting from copper to electronics, basically the materials value, it's given by the need and how easy it is for you to get them. Right. And then how easy it is to turn them in a product that can be delivered on the shelf. That's the value of the material. It's the need, how easy it's for you to supply it, and the demand from the factories that will transform it into a product on the shelf.
Is the platform servicing all of Bucharest or other parts outside of Bucharest?
Now only Bucharest, but we are implementing nationwide.
Wow. What's your timeline for going into Timișoara and Cluj and some of the other big cities?
Step by step. We don't have a timeline. We don't scale geographically. We scale by the implementation with the national clients. So we go along with a big company that has branches around Romania, and then we start a networking effect, let's say.
Got it. Bogdan, what are some of the strategies you are using when you're approaching companies and educating them about EcoTree and the platform?
There is no specific strategy. We just present them the real value of it, trying to understand that if they use us, what are the immediate and short-term benefits, and what would be the long-term benefits, because there are a lot of long-term benefits, such as transparency, clarity. Imagine yourself, you are an authority, or you want to do a study about recycling, or start a factory using something that today it's thrown away. The first thing you need to know, it's how to get your raw material predictable. So something that today may be thrown away, tomorrow can be a business.
Got it.
If there is predictability and clarity. And I give you an example, a simple example. Imagine yourself how many coffees are made in Romania per day, and ask yourself what happens with the coffee that is lost in the process.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm probably responsible for 10% of all the coffee, though, because I'm a coffee addict.
Yeah, but imagine all the restaurants and bars and there is nothing to be done, but there are things that can be done. Right now, there isn't really a thing in Romania to be done. And this is just an example. You can think about any material that we throw away every day.
Okay, I see. Absolutely. Let's talk about life outside of EcoTree. I know you just had a little boy. And what has this entrepreneurship journey been like since he was born?
So it's only him and the mother and the EcoTree. It's all about that.
And I know this, but for the audience, what's his name?
Yeah. Caesar. Caesar is his name, yes. And I miss him a lot. And now I'm busy in this period of time. And I only see him 1 or 2 hours every night. And it's very hard. And because he is very funny. He's a funny kid. A funny kid. And he makes me laugh at any stress level.
Is that from your side of the family or his mom's side of the family?
Depending on the perspective, because it's 50-50, but from one extreme to another. Some people say, oh, it's Dana. It's 100% her. And others say, no, where is Dana? It's Bogdan. So we look at each other and ask ourselves, how can the feedbacks can be so from one extreme to another? So it's actually funny.
Yeah, me and my wife do that with the personalities of our kids. And it's funny, I don't know if you and your wife have gotten to this point yet, but you'll start saying, your daughter, you know what your daughter did today?
No, we didn't get there, but we will. Now the only words he is saying it's mam, ma, and the ta. So and boo goo.
How cute.
Like this.
Yeah, how cute. My little girl, when she says tata, she says it like she's yelling at me.
Okay.
Like she's a general and I'm a soldier and she's giving me a command like tata.
No, I don't know. Maybe she got it from something. I don't know.
And not my side.
Yeah. Because you don't call yourself tata on that tone.
No, I don't.
But someone, maybe he saw somewhere. She saw somewhere.
Hey, I know. She's only repeating the behavior she sees.
Exactly. With other words, exactly.
Yeah. Bogdan, what books have had a big impact on your life?
I don't know how it's the book about Lego. It's a book about the history of Lego. I don't know the name. Leaders Eat Last, Simon Sinek.
All right.
Now I read a book about factfulness and why we think that the world isn't so bad than the perception of it, and I recommend it.
Good. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's very factfulness. It's called. I think I don't know exactly the writer.
Yeah, I have to look it up. And then, of course, Simon Sinek, I've read or watched a lot of some of his videos, like The Power of Why companies should start with why.
Yeah, the book, actually, the why, it's a philosophy of life for me. When I don't understand something, my professors were terrorized by my why. Because I don't understand the formula, I just ask them why until I get to the point when something declutches in my head. And this can be annoying.
Yeah, I think in the Japanese culture, when there's an issue or a problem with a process or something, they ask the question why 3 or 4 times.
It's 5 times. Yes, it's 5 why.
5 times.
Yeah, it's in design thinking methodology. It's implemented in many methodologies. Yeah, but this from my point of view, must be a philosophy of life. You need to ask yourself in any process. It needs to be part of your life asking. If not, it will be just something that you do it because someone said to do it.
Yeah.
You must be convinced to do it.
Yep. So why, on that note, why create EcoTree? Why leave your job? And it's a very good job. You're doing what you like. You're obviously very good at it because you were at that company for a number of years. And now you're starting a startup in the recycling industry, which very few entrepreneurs do. So why?
Because I asked myself many whys. And I got here. Let me give you the whys. They are still in my head. So we wanted to do a collection center, and first was we asked ourselves where and why don't we have enough data to build it. Okay, so why don't we have enough data? Oh, because they don't collect it. Why they don't collect it? Okay, they aren't forced or they aren't motivated. We can force them? No. Okay, we must motivate them. Okay, so we need to collect data. Why? And from various questions, we got to the software in order to collect data and provide it to the industry in order to do it better next time. Simple. So,
that was over a few beers too.
Yeah, ask me what I'm thinking over 2 vodkas.
Or Suica. In Moldova, is it vodka or Suica? What do they drink over there?
Vodka. It's from the Russian part of Romania.
Yeah. You drink Suica here. Is it as strong as vodka back home? Yeah.
No, it is. We have Suica in Moldova also. We have Suica. Yeah. We have it. I don't enjoy it. Yeah. I don't know why I don't.
It's strong. It's very strong.
Yeah. Actually, if you have a wound, I think it can treat it. Don't you worry.
Probably could. So Bogdan, now that COVID restrictions are easing up, are there any favorite restaurants that you have here in Bucharest?
Wow. Yeah. I can't remember them because I haven't been there.
Such a long time, right?
Yeah, but there are a few very good. One, it's at Aviatoril or at Charles de Gaulle. It's called La Samuel. Yeah, it's a good one. That one.
What kind of food is it? Is it French?
Italian. Okay. Yeah, but I recommended the calamari salad. Wow.
Okay.
It's the baby spinach calamari salad, the best. Greece style, Italian style. Like you are in Rome, but you are in Bucharest.
I have to check it out.
Yeah. Another one. Oh, there is one near, but it's hard to get beautiful food. It's here near in Vasile Lasker, near where I work. Yeah, I can't remember them because I told you, it was a long, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. I know.
Yeah.
And Bogdan, for those who are working for an employer but are thinking about starting a business, what is some advice you'd like to share with them today?
To try it, but starting safe. Nothing is built from today to tomorrow. It's a long process. From my point of view, we took a natural road in getting our idea pre-validated and starting to validate it outside of our working day-by-day jobs.
Okay.
From my point of view, this is the first thing you need to do. And if you have an idea, don't keep it there in your own mind laboratory and think that somebody will stall it, because no. We started 3 years ago with this crazy idea that, if people will hear what we do, okay. You know what I'm saying today? Where's the competition? We don't have competition. I want competition.
Bogdan, thanks so much for being on Innovators Can Laugh. Where can people learn more about you?
On our website and on social media. So www.ecotree.ro and contact us. We are open to answering.
Okay. Wonderful. And for everyone listening, until next week, this is Eric Melcher saying goodbye and la revedere. Hey, thanks so much for listening to the show this week. If you are not a subscriber, please do subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to write to me, my address is innovatorscanlaugh@substack.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, @Melcher_Eric, on Facebook or Instagram @Innovators Can Laugh. I'm Eric Melcher, and you are listening to Innovators Can Laugh.